bad.
It's like we never left.
It was just a small hiccup. Hiccup.
Yeah.
Gurgle.
That's it.
A radio fart.
Yeah, it's like we never left. Exactly. So Pelto's going to cue this back up here in a minute. So this guy, Jamal Charles, he gets up there, and he's there's a trade. And the trade is the San Francisco 49ers trade the 63rd pick to the Kansas City Chiefs for their second-round pick and something else. They don't go into depth with that. But the thing is, he's like, it's his job to say,
Right.
you know, with this pick, whatever. So during that, go ahead and play it.
Oh, no. Don't make me cry for this kid.
Over the back-to-back Kansas City Chiefs is a trade. The San Francisco 49ers have traded a 63 pick to Kansas City Chiefs. With the 63 pick in the 24 draft, Kansas City select Kinsley Suamaia from BYU.
Watch the
tackle.
fans.
Let's go, Chief.
Oh, they don't show.
I'm happy to be here with the back-to-back Kansas City Chiefs.
No, they're like,
It's a
looking at each other
trade.
like
The San
what the fuck
Francisco.
is he saying?
San Francisco
So he
49ers
starts
have
off by
traded
saying the Kansas City Chief, the two-time back-to-back champ, Kansas City Chief, which
That was like weed, right? Chief.
Is he from
Chief.
Louisiana?
I don't know, but so
No,
then he
Lance.
says
Is he Cajun?
he's reading it and he says the San
sounds very Cajun.
City
Bama?
49ers
City 49ers.
I did hear that.
with
Yeah.
the
Most
of the
63rd pick.
I heard the 63.
Okay,
63.
well, he played 11 seasons in the NFL, Dad. His brain is fucking mush.
Thanks, Mason.
Let's talk about it.
I thought Redford
He
Union
was
didn't
a
teach us the
professional
63
running back for
letter.
11 years. His
Need a
brain
better
is
helmet,
just
don't ya?
smoothie.
Yeah, you could tell he was nervous too. It was
Hey
the
guys,
weirdest
check
trade.
out his Wikipedia page.
Okay, let's look at
Reporting
this.
being diagnosed with a learning disability as a child,
Having
having difficulty
difficulty
reading and being mocked and teased.
Oh, really?
He had a-
All right, so now I feel bad.
Oh, you're a
now I
dick,
feel
Dad.
bad, but
Also, who at the NFL didn't do their homework?
yeah, no shit, dude.
Well,
That's what I'm
don't-
saying.
well, don't
like,
you have
Why
to take
didn't
that
his mama
test
be
that-
like, my baby can't read like that?
Well,
Don't
They
do this
shoulda
to my
gave
kid.
him
Don't
the
you-
things to pre-read.
Don't
You
you, have
know?
to, don't you have to take the Wonderlic test or whatever it is?
yeah, the Wonderlic test. Well, they don't.
So
no, it's
he-
not the one. They don't do that anymore
Yeah,
because
they
that was. They said it was racist.
Somebody
or
had
whatever.
to make
I thought
that.
they
It's-
still did the Wonderlic.
No, it's something different. It's something similar to the Wonderlic. It's not the Wonderlic test anymore.
Well, he
hell's the
definitely got
Wonderlic
like a
test?
2 on.
So the Wonderlic test was like a series of questions that the NFL
critical
came up
thinking.
with that were critical thinking and like make you think on your feet and all that stuff. And like the average score is like a 15.
Usually, like kickers and punters and quarterbacks score
And
higher 'cause
centers, too,
They don't
like-
get hit as much in the
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
Okay.
But like this one cat, he was the. Did he win the Heisman Trophy? Vince White. I know he won the national championship with Texas. I don't think
Vince
he
Young.
won. Vince Young, and I don't think he won the Heisman, but he was up there. He scored like a 3.
I wonder what the questions are because with my brain injury, they do.
Google
ask
and see
you.
it. Google and see if there's
They
any
love asking
questions
you
from the
mystery
Wonderlic test
questions,
on there.
like your neuropsych test. That thing's like 4 hours.
So the other two voices that you've been hearing are Berta and Nettie from Spillin' the Tea with Berta and Nettie on Thursdays, 6 to 8 p.m. here on Cave Radio Broadcasting.
That's nutty.
It's not an NFL quiz. It's just a quiz.
It's just a quiz.
It's just a quiz. You
So
just
they,
take
but they
the-
give it to them.
But I don't know. Do
I
you want
wish
me?
we
Do
had
you
that
want me to
last
see if
night.
I
We could
can
give it to
take a
people.
practice test for free?
I will. There's one on the internet. I'm on it right now.
All
Yeah, if you
Here
can.
we go. Here we go. Do you got? Do you got?
Of
do you
which
want?
of which of the
Look at the guy
following
in the
dates
middle.
is the latest? June 3rd, 2054, April 2nd, 2054, June 2nd, 2055, or January 6th, 2055.
June
June
2055.
2055.
Correct. Yeah. So it's
So
just
it's,
like
so it's
just,
shit like
That's
that.
it?
or in the following sentence, a word is in bold. What is in? You're not doing-
Italicized.
Italics.
Antonym for that word. Yeah, what's another word?
It's like
Oh
a
my God.
synonym.
For the word.
Doesn't-
in bold.
Tis the word in the bold, but there's
Is
no
How many-
bold.
Synonym.
There's no.
How many of the 5 pairs of items listed below are perfect duplicates?
That, I don't. 5.
They're all the same.
Yeah, it's 5.
Yeah. Well, there's 5 there. So I'm-
No, there's common and decimal places. That's not
Ah.
supposed to be there.
35, 62, 349,
4.
57.
Third one down.
I don't know. So anyway,
Right.
So yeah, so
We're
that's
all
that.
looking
This is
at
no
him.
fun.
It's horrible for
You
air.
made us
I-
think. Ouch.
Yeah.
Tina
We all
bought raw
fail.
materials for a total of 800 after making them into 320 bracelets. What the fuck?
She ate the ham.
Sold them. How
She
much
ate
profit did
Would
she
you like
make
French
every-
fries or coleslaw with that?
exactly.
Yeah, they want you to multiply and divide and shit.
So-
So
Okay.
so anyway, so
My
that's
answer is
Sweet potato
orange.
fries.
that's the, and I now feel bad that I made fun of Jamal Charles, but still,
They
Like,
they should have him.
they
like,
set that
here's your-
motherfucker up for failure,
yeah,
bro.
That was wrong. Someone should get their fucking ass handed to him for that.
Well, and aren't they?
What
That's
his
not him.
people should have.
Yeah,
Aren't
that's
most
not
of
on
them-
him at all. I mean, he's nervous and
What, Tom?
Aren't most of them college graduates?
football
Loose.
player?
Well,
Technically.
well, what's it called?
Oh.
Have you seen? Did you see
Well-
Zion's class schedule when he
He
went to
doesn't.
Duke?
Zion Williamson went to Duke University. He's a 7 foot tall, 6'10", like prodigy basketball player.
He took like intro to sexual anatomy or something like
Yeah.
that, or
Is that's why he's got 7 kids?
Xavier played
didn't-
college football. I think he had to
didn't do
have
well.
like the minimum was like 1.27, and I looked at the guy. I'm like, his ass better do
Right,
better
and
than
so
that,
if
or
you
he's
watch,
coming
like,
home.
if you watch,
No
remember,
football for you.
remember the movie The Program back in the day? It was a football movie. James Caan was the coach, and it went through like these college or whatever, where the one dude like he went out on a date with a girl and she fucking said he raped her and
Oh, I
like
do
all
remember
kinds of
that
stuff, and
movie.
he ends up going to prison, and there's some other stuff going on. But it's a really good movie. Well, during the thing, the one guy's like fucking, he's like, here you go, bud. He's like taking tests for the fucking football player. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've never been a professional or a college athlete, so I don't know how that goes. I know my ex-wife was a college athlete, and she went to school at Texas Tech, which at the time was a big university, and Bam Morris went there, Zach Thomas. And she said Zach Thomas was really smart, but Bam Morris was like, you know, dumber than a box of rocks.
Yeah.
But,
Well,
you know,
Didn't he like suplex a guy onto her front porch or something like that?
that might have been
At
at
a
one of the
party.
parties.
His name is Bam.
Bam. Yeah, exactly.
Didn't he
Bam.
get arrested for like possession or something?
No,
like
that
that
was Nate Newton. But oh no, Bam Morris.
Oh, yeah,
did too.
Bam. He got like kicked out of the league.
Curious what his middle name is.
I know. What would you do that? Fuck it. Let's say
Bam,
Bam.
bam.
There was all.
Bam.
What's,
Bam.
go-
Bam, bam.
what's
Bam,
up, Daniel? Daniel M.
Well, hello, Daniel.
Hello,
Yeah,
Daniel.
So they're not coming through on that. I wonder what's
And
up with that.
Tanya, how are you, dear?
Tanya's listening too.
Yep. She's watching. Oh, and Gonzo. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I'm trying
whoop.
to share it so we got an audience now.
So yeah, so Tony Schwartz, he's one of our. I don't. You were not one of the original 6, but you came not long after that. You were doing shows in the basement, so you were like the. Well, go ahead, Mason.
I just looked it up. He pled guilty to drug trafficking.
Yeah,
He did 30 months in prison.
yeah. So that's 2.5 years.
What kind of drugs?
What's his middle name?
His name is Byron Bam Morris. It's the
Byron.
nicknames.
Okay,
Byron.
Bam's middle name.
Byron.
See?
Ugh, I'd go by Bam, too.
Bam.
Byron.
Byron, get off your sister. Or is it more, Byron, get off your sister?
Yeah.
He's Texas, so
Yeah, it's Texas.
he's a
so-
Texas boy.
Oh, that
what's
sounds
the
about
drug
right.
name?
How'd you know?
Byron.
So
Byron?
Byron,
so-
you can't marry your
He's either,
cousin.
he's either from Detroit.
So
or Texas.
Tony was one of the first shows that after the original 6. So there was 6 shows that were on for about 6 months or whatever, and then people started catching on. And I think I was doing a plumbing job
Yep.
at your house or something, and you were like, "Hey man, you know, is there any shows like this?" And I'm like, "No, but there can be, you know, and let's talk about it." So we started talking about it. He came up with the idea of Freedom Works, and you've been a fixture here at the Cave Radio since then, which was in the basement. So that was.
Yeah.
That was, you know, 2013, end of 2013 to beginning of 2014. So almost 10 years.
Yeah.
You've been involved with the cave. You were outside with the Freedom Pig.
That's right.
Fucking helping clean up when we opened up the cave.
Yep.
With the Freedom Pig, I think pooped there
Yep.
and
Dropped a
there
little deuce around
and
here.
there.
I'd like to thank Nettie for cleaning the carpet.
Sorry about that spill.
He literally pointed right by me, like right there, Berta. Right by you, there
Can't
was a
even
huge
eat,
shit.
Like, the poo because
Well,
my
it's-
dog has had explosive bags
Oh.
for like 2
They're like
days,
cat
and
turds.
When I get home from
They're
the,
different.
all I've been doing is
I don't
work.
fuck
What
with
I get
was?
home, and that's all I've
No,
been
that
doing
was
is
like a
scrubbing
fucking
Was it a nasty one?
full dog turd, dude. It was like a big old
Yeah, but
I
they're
fucking.
think this
not,
was a
like,
pretty healthy
nasty.
It was
pig.
a harder turd.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
a
it wasn't
hard
like
turd.
wet. It
Yeah.
wasn't
I
a
don't
wet
do
turd.
shit. I
They're a
don't do
little
fecal
different.
well at all.
You know.
I don't
So
fuck
you
with
don't like
shit. I don't-
Japanese porn, huh?
Dude, if you got stabbed or shot, I'd clean it
That
out,
gets a
put your
hall pass.
intestine in, stitch you up, all great. That's
And I
fine.
poop
Just
on
don't
your
shit yourself
chest.
while doing it.
That's
we'll,
right.
we'll be
I'm
fine.
out of here.
Yeah, I'm out. Nope, unless it's a baby. We're talking infant. Once
Yeah.
they start eating fries and big people food, it's not, oh, the baby pooped. It's that's Delilah. I'm
It's
like,
your
that's
turn.
shit. That's shit, Delilah. I pooped. No, you did not. You had chicken nuggets today.
That is problem.
Breast milk's poop, honey. That's straight up shit.
She's looking at you like, huh?
No, now she just looks at me and she'll just go, gross.
This conversation again.
It's gross.
So our you just said something about breast milk, and I'm messaging Dan because he's like, "There's no cameras. You're not on air.
He's like, and how can I get breast milk?
And how do I want breast milk?"
It's supposed to be really good.
I want
for,
baby
like-
poop.
Yeah. So
He's got a problem with
thank
the
you,
neighbor.
Dan, for watching. You didn't comment? Oh, there's Berta. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Berta.
So that came up. That's cool.
Oh, Tanya can't handle snot or shit. Oh my God, when you see a little kid with that nasty snot shell on their nose,
The bubble.
or when they wipe it and it's shiny,
yeah,
like
it's
glazed.
yeah.
Oh.
Crusted.
I look right at the parent like, shame on you. Your sleeve should be shiny, not your baby's face.
Yeah.
So I always, I mean, like if it's a kid I know, like I'll walk right up and just be like,
Yeah,
like,
me
wipe
too.
that shit,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
But no,
you know,
stranger,
like,
I'm
I can't-
gagging.
Sorry, I didn't mean to freak you out.
Didn't
You're like,
mean
Get
to-
away from my face!
Yeah.
But if it's a stranger kid I don't know, like in the store and I look, it literally, I'm like, oh.
But yeah, so
gross.
those are bad. So you were talking. You said something about breast milk. So
Back to
Back
breast
to breast
milk.
milk.
Best of them titty milks.
do you guys know? You guys know Brian Sexton?
Yes.
Brian Sexton.
Been
So
100 years, but yeah.
So Brian Sexton and I, real good friend of mine, and we're out, and this is the '90s, mid to late '90s, and we're frequenting a couple of the adult entertainment places down 8 Mile. So we start off at the.
Chuck E. Cheese?
at
Isn't this
the-
supposed to be like a fucking family-friendly show?
No. You just
Or
said fuck.
more family-friendly?
No.
We're talking about babies.
We're talking about breast milk, so
got
we're-
family
I got to
here.
talk about this.
Yeah.
So as we're going down, we remember there's the first one, which is Trump's.
Trump's.
Then the next one was like Silos or something like that, which is something different now.
Did anyone
Or it
ever
might even
Hogs
be
and heifers.
whatever.
Yeah.
Then it was
Cheesy and
I can't
greasy.
remember. Penthouse wasn't there yet or nothing. So anyway, we go in there and
Loose
like
lips.
it's me, Sexton, Dale Freder, and I think Shook is on my left. And there's a couple other of us, but they're down around the bend or whatever. And these are all guys we went to high school with, so for the people that don't know. So we're sitting there hanging out or whatever, and this girl's like doing one of these things in front of Sexton, and all of a sudden she goes and fucking squirts milk out and hits him in the chest. You would have thought Sexton just got shot with a bullet because he was like, "Ah, what the
He did.
bitch? What are you doing, squirting titty milk at me?" Like, and it was like
That's like body.
we got
leak.
booted out real quick, but because he was
Getting
like he
spit
was.
on.
Dale Freder, you would have thought Dale Freder was fucking like
digging
just
it.
dying, dude. He was laughing.
I
so
would have
hard.
loved to seen it as watching my friend do that, but I would have been like, really?
Right.
Like,
Well, it was
I'm
like,
not hocking fluid,
Do
Todd.
that again
I
so
looked
we
at
could get our
Sexton. I go,
phones.
"Did you ask her to do that?" He goes, "No." Fuck no, I didn't. That was gross,
do
man.
it. Ugh.
If you know Sexton, anyone in this room knows Sexton. He's like 5'5", built like a fucking fire hydrant, and just like, just motherfucker. He's got like this
Yeah.
Italian motherfucker. What you doing? Oh, so funny. But anyway, all right.
Oh, my
I
God.
do
So-
remember Dale Freder though.
Yeah.
That brings back memories.
So
That was
Tony.
from Hilbert and shit. Like
Oh yeah.
that. Yeah.
So Tony started doing Freedom Works, and then you stopped doing it, then you started doing it, and you stopped doing it, and now you're doing it again. But you've been a staple here at Cave. You've always supported, went to all the events with us and all that. You were part of the 24-hour broadcast that we did back in the day, the Relay for Life
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
Good times.
just a good time. So we're going to talk about the show in a minute. What I want to talk about is your time as MC Swan.
Okay. Yeah.
When you were out doing the battle raps and doing that shit, I think you were right after Eminem because I think Eminem had just gotten signed. So you were like, but battle rap here in Detroit had gotten big because of Eminem
Correct.
and all
Yeah.
those guys. So tell us about like the little because, at that time there was a few white boys in the scene hanging out, but most of them were garbage. And you had the balls to get up there and go against these guys. Did you go against any of the big names? Proof, Marv One, Trice, any of them guys?
One show that was right here on Telegraph.
Yeah, at the
Hold on.
Used to be
This
Cagney.
story needs a backing track.
It was Millennium AD, I think is
Yeah.
what the name of that bar ended up being, right? So that had like a cage
Oh,
type
shit,
of
it's
a
little,
stage,
This is Swan right here.
and we had so Proof was there, and Miss Corona was there, Paradigm was there, and there was another swan. This guy got a lot further, right? And I didn't go up. I was out early because what I did, everybody they would do like ciphers in the parking lot, right? So you're out there rapping with all these guys. Well, a freestyle is a freestyle, right? So I'm up there, and what it comes to your mind, you start repeating the raps. Well, some of the guys knew that, right? Because you're like, ah. So when it come time to cheer, I didn't. I made it second round, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was a lot of fun, and it's cool to meet Proof, you know, and it really is where people are regular people. You know, it's just like when you're a teenager and you see people on TV and see them famous, you get a little bit of what do they call that? Starstruck. Yeah. So you're just kind of, hi, you know what I mean? And
it's almost better when you stumble upon them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it was a good time, and like you were saying, people getting into it. There were like hundreds of M&Ms.
Yeah.
Like everybody started rapping like Eminem, and you could see the guys that were veterans are like, here we go, you know, because
another white boy,
every
blonde
guy
hair.
sounds like Eminem. Yeah.
They were all over the place.
And that's what I liked about you is the first time I heard you, I was like, damn, dude, because you can hear it right here in this. You had that raspy voice, you know what I mean, and it was different. So it wasn't like Eminem, you know what I mean? So that's what I liked about you.
Well, and that was already there because I was a fan of MC Breed and Esham. So like I already had my style before I knew who he was. You know what I mean? Even though these guys were really doing it, I wasn't really doing it. Mine was house parties and rapping at work.
Right.
You know what I mean? Rapping for anyone who would be willing to listen.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, them old timers. Man, stop that.
Yeah. Yeah, but
that hippity hop shit.
So,
in
the knowledge about Tony.
Freedom
over
Works.
here.
Freedom Works was kind of
OG.
He called him a hip hop motherfucker and did not mean it as a compliment.
And Freedom Works kind of started because of I did that for 5 years, you know, and I've tried multiple.
So you did the that whole thing. Then you hooked up with this kid named Backstab, which you know you kind of got your 16 bars in here and there and whatever. And then I don't know how you hooked up, but how did you hook up with Spoon and those guys to do the U band?
Well, Spoon and I worked together.
Oh, that's right.
Right, so he was doing the full band thing, and I was doing like basement gangster 4-track rap, right, where we were just like we were literally writing 5 songs over a weekend and having it pressed up, and we're giving them out like within the next week. It was very easy to do. Where the U band, they were very talented musicians.
Well, you guys had a horn section. You had a DJ, a drummer, guitar, bass. I mean, you had it all. So then you had keys too, right?
Yeah, everything in that song is live.
Yeah.
Everything's live. There's a beat,
So
right?
not just a drummer, a percussionist.
Yeah, a full group. You know, so that's because these guys were in there and editing and mixing and doing it right. But I didn't understand any of that. I just knew grab the mic and go. Right. So it was difficult being in a full band because what do you do when you're not rapping, right? So I found myself kind of grooving, and which is a little bit off from gangster rap, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know. So I was trying to blend it, but
and the U band, if we'll play one of the songs at break, it was funk.
Yeah,
because all those dudes were funk players. You know what I mean? And that was where that whole thing came from. The horn section, Spoon, dude. Chris Spooner,
incredible.
If you guys haven't heard Chris Spooner, just fucking Google the name and you'll see all the bands and just listen to some of the shit he does with Nadir, the shit he does with the what is it? The
Vibrations. I know
Roots
that.
Vibrations.
Roots
He's in that.
Vibrations.
Dude, he's in like 10 different bands. He's Maini's bass player, and this dude is just so fucking good. And you'd look at him, you wouldn't think nothing of it, and then he picks up that bass, and it's just funky. You know? Like one of the funkiest times I've ever had here at the Cave was the second or third show that we did with Big and Bigger, me and Al, and we had Nadir. We had Volcano, we had Spooner, and then we had DJ Ray 7, who's the drummer for Nadir. And I was like, hey, get up there. So they go up there, and they're doing some whatever. Well, Mike Fluker was here with Andy Kazar. I was living with Kazar. And Mike Fluker comes in, and he's like, "You want to do a battle rap?" So he started battle rapping against Volcano, and I looked at Al. I'm like, "Bro, Volcano's a battle rapper.
Yeah.
Like he's fucking like 3-time Detroit Music Award champion or whatever." And Fluker got up there, and dude, he started calling Volcano. Volcano makes me look small, and he's like, "Fucking boy, doing this," and I'm like. I looked over at Al. I go, he's going to put him through the wall. If he calls him boy one more time, he's going to hurt him.
He's going to hurt that boy.
Yeah, he's going to hurt him. And it was just funny because Volcano looks at me and he's like, God damn, white boy's got some shit. You know what I mean? And, it was so much fun. But then we went next door and got shit-faced and laughed about the whole thing. But every time that thing comes up, I'll share it. But yeah, so you did all that stuff. And then you start getting into the politics and stuff like that, conspiracy theories, and you've always had your pulse on that. So you started off the Freedom Work started off like guns, freedom in America.
Yeah.
But it switched.
America.
It's kind of switched. It was like that with you and Jake.
Yep.
Because Jake was a little bit like that, you know what I mean? And not that that's a bad thing, but it was just like that. But then once you kind of went on your own, you shifted.
Right.
So go ahead and talk about that.
Well, you can only talk guns so much. I mean, you can have that show, but I've seen a bunch of them where they come on and just talk about different makes and models or why you want this type of weapon. But me, it was more about what we're going through. Growing up in Detroit and growing up with the poor, two things that woke me up. One was divorce, right? No one wants that to happen. And then bankruptcy. Well, bankruptcy first, right? So I was like, what the hell, man? I've kind of done everything right other than, self-destructive things. And I started looking into this shit, like, why is it this way? And that's when I started opening doors and like, oh, no shit, this is the way our money works. Oh, this is why they want you to take student loans. Oh, this is why. So I felt that it was a good idea to bring that to Cave Radio. Like, hey, guys, this is what they're doing. Hey, this is why you're getting screwed. So just a simple thing. We just talked about 775,000 people going down to the draft, right? Well, folks, every one of those people were facial recognition software because Detroit is will be a smart city.
And it's also they had like Homeland Security, the FBI, all those people were helping with surveillance and all that shit down there because there was 775,000 people down there. So what happens if the Boston bomber guy comes and drops off something in the middle of that shit? You know what I mean? So that facial software. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying that's where my mind goes, right? Like, man, come on, please don't. I hope nothing happens. I hope guys don't. I mean, I didn't hear of any trouble or fighting or anything down there.
I don't know if they would come out and
So
say right now because they're trying to portray the city as being like.
Well,
so
and
safe
I did
everything
hear
right now.
something later on, like late last night, some shit broke off, but it was after everything was over.
Like, there's got to be some.
And it's
drunk
fucking
assholes
Detroit.
down
Oh,
there.
You know what I
It's
mean?
Detroit.
So
Yeah.
Well, they broke down the barricades to get through because they reached capacity. So obviously there's going to be assholism there, but
Sure. Yeah. But I mean, in general, I think it went.
crazy shit things
Yeah.
went down. Sorry, family show.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not just that. It's license plate readers, things like that. Things that were being surveilled and you've done nothing wrong.
Think of how many times you pulled out your driver's license, and if it's enhanced, it has that thing
chip.
on it
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep mine by my debit card. Usually
I just
come out at the same
remember
time.
laughing the whole pandemic when people were like, "Oh, I'm not getting the vaccine. It's got a chip in it. They're gonna microchip me and all this other shit." And I'm like, they don't fucking need to. You're already
Me too.
microchipped.
We
That's
got our
correct.
phone. We got
Your
our
fucking
IDs.
smartwatch, your fucking smart fucking heart
sticker
monitor,
on
your
your car.
everything.
The sticker
Yes.
on our car, our tab.
You know?
I mean,
Yeah,
everything.
swindle down the center.
Yeah.
of
Not to
plate.
mention the 8 cameras on your car.
Yeah.
Right, true.
yeah.
So Daniel M just said nothing happened within the draft footprint. It was all shit outside.
Yeah.
of
Thank
that.
you, Daniel. I was going to text you and ask you.
Yeah, because I mean, just simple
Yeah,
bar
have
fights,
information.
right? Guys
Yeah,
just
you'd know.
happen to get into it at a bar or whatever. I'm just glad it didn't happen, and I'm really glad that there was no, terror threat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
But I am concerned about that other stuff. You know what I mean? About the fact that Mason goes down, your young man's never done anything wrong, right? Now
he
it's
might
in
look
the
like somebody
library.
that did.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. Yeah.
No, he's a good kid. Yeah. So, all right. So, the whole, all of that stuff, and then I remember, oh man, this was like a year in here, So we're talking like 2014-ish, 2015. No, it's 2014 because I was still dating that one girl
You know the one.
who I did the radio show with, if you remember. Who I did the radio show with. But we went down to David Hooper's.
Oh, yeah.
We went down to David Hooper's Anatomy of a Great Deception, which, if you guys haven't seen Anatomy of a Great Deception, David Hooper is a crazy Looney Tune guy, but he had a movie called Anatomy of a Great Deception: The Truth Behind 9/11. It's about an hour and a half long. You can, I think you can find it on
It's
YouTube.
amazing.
It's fucking. If you even have like the slightest notion that 9/11 was an inside job or 9/11 wasn't all the 36 terrorists or 26 terrorists or in Osama bin Laden leading shit from a cave, watch this movie because you'll be like, oh shit. Like,
I have my doubts.
It was a subpar movie. He made me watch it when I was like fucking 9. So.
It's like I had to go to
he's
bed
been messed
3
up
nights in a
ever
row to
since.
that.
Jet fuel melts steel beams, Dad.
Yeah, it is though. But it was cool to go to that premiere and to be invited down to his home and hang out. It was that
that's
was pretty
awesome.
cool. Yeah, it really, that movie is just a regular guy's perspective. It's a regular. He lived in a high rise in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
And it was 10 years later, and they were discussing it, and he's watching Bush. And Bush got the book upside down. You know what I mean? There were
Reading
certain
it,
things, something that
got
caught
Bush.
his eye, you
Yeah.
know. And he's like, let me just take a look. Next thing you know,
he went bankrupt. His wife left
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
All kinds of crazy
David Hooper?
shit. Oh yeah, dude. So you don't even know half.
Fuck
of it.
that guy.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, for sure. Me and Tony agree.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Mason.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we go do that. So then, like, your head starts going in another direction with shit because you were already there with conspiracy theories and stuff like that. So then you got Hooper chirping in your ear because Hooper, I think the first time he came on your show,
That's right.
we did a little thing. Jennifer Champagne reached out to me. We got him in on here. Then we went to the premiere,
yeah.
which was fucking sweet. Then we went to his house, which was like, while we were in the premiere at the Fox, there was like a fucking tornado came through town.
Yeah.
So we go to his house, which is on the Gros Ile.
Gros Ile.
So like we're coming home from Gros Ile at fucking 2:00 in the morning after we'd smoked and drank and all that good stuff. We come down Telegraph. We get off at Telegraph and it's black.
That isn't very godly of you, Dad.
Nothing's godly on me, buddy.
It was a David Hooper joke.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
It was
a
yeah.
very
Oh,
go- it
yeah,
was a very godly
It was
view.
a
That's
very
where it
godly
came
theory.
from. Yeah.
Yeah, so we drive to the cave or whatever, and all the lights are off, and the girl that I was dating at the time, we were gonna sleep here because it was whatever. Well, it was the middle of fucking summer, so it was 145 degrees. There's no power. It was just a mess. But anyway, we ended up sleeping in the car. But Hooper brought us another fold to everything because he ended up doing a show called Down the Rabbit Hole here, and a lot of us were guests on there, and then we did the show, the 701 or 401. Was it 401?
401 show. Yeah.
What a nightmare that was.
Yeah, that one was crazy.
But anyway, so the only question is the Pentagon didn't look like there was a plane there. I agree. That's Daniel M. So your show's kind of morphed throughout the years because now you talk about cryptocurrency and all
Yep.
that stuff, and you talk about your health because at the time you probably weighed 30 pounds more
I did.
than what you do now, and you started doing Thrive, and you started being a brand ambassador for that, but then you started, you still didn't give up smoking or Mountain Dew, which whatever.
That's right.
He
Yeah, I have my
loves-
vices.
You can only
Fix
give up
what
so
I
much.
can.
Exactly, but you talk about using vitamins and minerals and shit to help you get gut strength and all kinds of other stuff, and you're looking out for people. You're kind of a little prepper, sort of.
Yep.
Not really, but sort of.
No, just
You know,
prepared.
Yeah, prepared. Yeah.
He's a fluffer.
yeah.
Yeah.
A little prepper.
Fluffs in the dabbling
Fluff it up.
of prepping.
So tell us a little bit about cryptocurrency for the people that don't know, because people are scared about it. You know what I mean? Because it's not tangible. It's nothing that you can feel like money or checks or credit cards or whatever. So tell us a little bit about what you have going on with cryptocurrency and what
Well,
we might learn.
I am, when we talk about prepping or diversifying, right? So I have a 401k, right, that goes through my work, and that just gets put in stocks, bonds, however it's taken care of, right? It's kind of like your pension or your retirement. So I was looking at Bitcoin just as a same way that I would look at gold or silver. I was just putting away a little bit and a way to just like a savings tool, right? And then COVID hit, and they printed a shit ton of money. So then I started paying attention to it even more. I'm like, okay, I need to get my money out of the bank, right? Because it's really just sitting there like a melting ice cube, right? Because every time you go to the grocery store, you're paying more and more. So it was just to start buying some Bitcoin as a way to offset, just in case we keep going into this inflation era. Bitcoin now is up over 100% over the last year, and it's compounding about 50% a year, right? But it is volatile, so you do get those swings. What I'm saying is it was at 60-something, and it went down to 15,000, right? So for anyone who overinvested, like you put money in that you really couldn't afford to save, right? Then you start selling, and you're selling at a loss, right? So the idea is all I do is 10 or 20 bucks on payday. I do it through Cash App. And I just purchased my $10. That way, no matter what it's doing, all I did was bought a scratcher.
You lost $10.
Well,
Or
you don't
didn't lose
lose
$10. You just threw $10 at it, right?
That's
I got
right,
you.
and I'm letting
I
it
was a
wait.
lot on Keno.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
if
so
you
if it
do
doesn't
Keno
work,
or
just $10
scratchers,
out.
that's just my scratcher. You know what I mean? So over this first,
I thought you were a fluffer, not a scratcher.
well,
He's a fluffer and a
whatever
scratcher.
needs to be done.
So, I don't know if it's a family
No
show
Diddy.
anymore.
He's
No
an
Diddy.
all-around guy.
But so yeah, that's just the way that I look at it. So I don't get caught in that. Oh
Did
my
you ever
God,
do
I'm
the
losing.
stocks and shit on there too?
I
because
do.
You can do stocks on Cash App or Venmo, I think also, but I know for sure Cash App.
I do, and a lot of them, let's say this: I'm not good enough to say, okay, let me put my money here. It goes up, I get out, right? Because every time you do that, it's a taxable event.
Yeah.
So the idea is just long-term saving, right? But like Palantir just took a big jump, and Palantir, they're an AI software, and they work with the government mostly, right? But that one went up really good, so I
Mental
took
note.
money out of that one. Then I moved that money to Bitcoin,
Gotcha.
right? So now what I'm trying to do is use those profits to gain more Bitcoin without.
So
me
what
having to come
happens?
out
How
of
do you get your Bitcoin? Like say, God forbid your car breaks down or something, and you need a new car. Can
Yeah.
you pull that Bitcoin out and sell it?
You
How
can.
does that work?
You can do that. It's the same way that you bought it on, say, Cash App, is you can sell it, right? You can just sell it and say, hey, I want to sell $100, right? And it will take that out, and what that $100 would be adequately of Bitcoin, right? So it's now getting to where it's getting easier. What they're going to do is have different ways for you to use it, right? And some people are using it, but
Yeah, they have like ATM machines.
they do,
Bit.
yeah.
ATM machines.
That's correct. And what it does is you put your $20 in, you'd hold up your Cash App, right? You know how you do your scan?
Yeah.
And what it would do is scan your code, and it would sell you the $20 of Bitcoin. You
That's
just put your
crazy.
$20 in. Yeah, so it is a little weird, but if I look at guys like Mason, and I see these guys walk up to the kiosks at work with their phones, and they're bink, okay, I just paid for my stuff. Bink. I'm
it's
I'm
Apple
still
Pay.
nervous for that. Apple Pay, right? I'm still nervous for that.
Yeah, I don't
because I'm
trust
like,
the
well, how the
debit
hell?
card tap thing. I'm like, I don't like that.
Anybody got any spare change?
What were you gonna say, Mace?
Huh?
I thought
For a scratcher?
No, it's definitely a crutch for me is using the tap because
Yeah.
I can just leave my wallet in the car, or it's the only way I pay. I don't get cash anymore, so
Yeah.
If I was to give you a paper check, would you be able to write out a check?
yeah, probably. Yeah.
He's taking personal account.
Just
No,
wondered if they still
that's
teach
not.
that.
That's
next
They-
that's fine.
I don't think they do. Like I
Huh?
taught my kids how to do that.
Yeah, me too.
The funny thing is that
Yeah.
like kids today, he can't sign his name.
In cursive?
No.
Oh, we got to teach you that.
I
buddy.
taught Savannah. Savannah wanted me to
'Cause
teach her. I
here's-
taught Savannah.
Schools were stopping teaching that, and I'm like,
Yep.
in 100 years, they're gonna find a time capsule, right? They're gonna there's the Declaration of Independence, and no one's
It's
going
gonna
to
be
know how
like
to read it.
hieroglyphics.
That's how they're
care.
going to
They're gonna
change
be
it.
like, this is alien writing.
I don't care. Cursive is
No,
stupid.
it's not.
But that's how
And some
that
genius is going to translate it into something that it's totally not.
Who are we
this is-
talking
this
about
is-
like a
cursive
TV
last
guide.
night?
This guy's
Was it Billy Mack?
This is the thing I was looking forward to the most about getting out of 6th grade and going to junior high. I was like, okay, recess is gone. Whatever. No more cursive. For real though, no more cursive writing at all. Like I don't have to write it and I don't have to read it ever again.
I like cursive writing.
I do too.
Berta,
Quality.
Yes.
the
It's
Stucky,
done.
the time capsule from Stucky.
Yeah.
They opened it. We talked about
Yeah,
it was
they
a couple
opened
years
it.
ago.
A while
few
ago.
years ago.
14. Carmelita was like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Paula got our stuff.
Nobody
Yeah.
ever got
was there.
Bowman's, and they tore down Bowman. And me and Sean
I
have
did
talked about
heard
taking
about
his like
that.
metal detector,
From
going up
Stucky.
there
Yeah.
and trying to find them. He says he knows exactly where they
Are
are.
they building houses there or starting
They're
to build
supposed to
Yeah.
be building houses there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone's
will
going to
find
have a
that bitch.
grand garden and be like, what the hell is
What the
this?
fuck is all
We
this?
found a bunker.
It's a bomb.
Run!
Oh Lord! I
Someone- World
remember
War II.
having to fill out a
WW.
questionnaire for the time capsule, and I
Yeah.
remember my favorite show was Cosby Show. I put on the thing.
We saw all the questionnaires. It did get water in there, and there was some
Yeah.
clay, but it was kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
My sister, Dawn, my oldest sister, her shit was in there. It was kind of cool to see.
That's cool.
Skip stuff was in there.
Skipper.
That's
Yeah,
so.
'cause Skip was there. Me.
They find his nipple.
Skip.
Did they find his
doubt.
skipple?
Skipper
No,
in
he
a
said-
zipper.
He glued it back on. I'm sorry. I tore it off. I'm sorry, Skip.
Look, I'm looking up
Skip
like he's
off.
here.
He's not that sorry.
No,
Pop
he
the
put
nipple.
it back on. So his nipple is back.
Hello,
Oh,
Jeff
sorry,
Sherman.
you
Thank you for watching,
There you
sir.
go.
Sure.
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 Where do you see that at?
Now he's in the
On my
Her
phone.
phone.
And Dan Mayer.
Yeah,
Thank you
it's-
for
this
watching.
this doesn't work.
Daniel
I
M
give
said,
up.
"Nice setup, Pelto."
Oh, I thought he was talking to us.
Good show.
Say thank you.
Is he talking shit about my
Welcome.
shirt?
It's from God.
How much shoulder I'm showing? Hold on.
Whoop, whoop.
Hold on, I don't see
You want
any
that,
shoulder
you
up
want that
there.
shot? You want that shot back?
We just
Um,
got the Wilson look.
You want that back?
All right, so the other two guests that we have here, Berta and Nettie, they
What up,
they
though?
do a show Thursdays 6 to 8, Spillin' Tea. Probably one of our, besides the Irish show,
Nice.
they're probably one of our most popular shows here on Cave Radio. You guys have been doing it. No,
Thank
the
you.
four
Doing it
cam,
and
the
doing
four
it
cam
well.
setup. He said.
Yeah, dude.
He loves
There
it.
was a camera with a Pelto.
It's great.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Don't
I didn't see that.
don't
Pelto cam.
don't let Dan distract you.
So where
a
did
big
first
curtain.
off, where did you guys? I know Nettie and I were roommates, so I know she knew about the cave through there. But how did you
I
guys?
used to watch you from before. I used to watch you in Florida because
Oh.
Dawn.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. Dumb shit with Dawn.
Forever years ago. Well, Dawn used to tell me, come in the cave.
Yeah.
And then Tony's been on me for years. I don't know. Everyone's been like, hey, asshole, now that your kids are grown, you need to do comedy. You need to do something.
Right. Okay.
That's Tony
So-
had us come in, and then we watched Just Roll with It, and I'm like, we could do
Yeah.
this.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Tony's like, you
Everyone
got
goes,
you
"Let's
got to
do
come
it."
in. And I'm like, fine.
It's funny. I remember
I will.
we had one guy, some people come in and
And-
they would guest host on
Yeah.
on Just Roll with
My
It,
boy.
and they're like, yeah, we can do this, and then they'd be here for like a week or two, and they're like, yeah, we can't do this.
Nah, more in a week.
It's fun. And you know, Just Roll with It. Just Roll with It is once a month. It was every week for a long time. I think we did over 300 episodes, and then we took a long break, and then
Just
we
rolled. It's like Ant Flo.
yeah, and, yeah, exactly.
Comes around once a month.
Comes
Once
around
in a month, she comes into town.
destroys everything. And then
Full force.
if it doesn't happen, everybody gets all worried.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah,
laughs. Everybody
exactly.
cries.
If it's late, everyone's
What's
like,
going
oh, no. Ooh.
And then you know, Big and Bigger, we did another 300 plus shows with that, with Al and Dawn and I. And Dawn probably did 2/3 of those shows because she wasn't with us for the first 50, 60 shows, and then I think the last 20 or 30 she wasn't with us for that because she had moved down to Kentucky. But so I was Jones and I needed to do something, so I asked Mason. I'm like, dude, we already talk every fucking day about stupid shit. Let's just do a podcast about it.
And talk about stupid
Let's
shit
talk
here.
about stupid shit here. Yeah, in front of people.
Look at, he's like, I love my dad.
That's
Yeah.
how we were. I'm like,
I love you, Dad.
So what's and that's what the spilling the tea with Bert and Eddie. That's pretty much what it is. It's
everything we say to each other is hilarious anyway. So it's like,
yeah,
just
and,
fun.
and it's just it's a
Silly.
good time. It's like I people are like, how can are you still doing a couple of our friends, which one of them we talked about yesterday. Like, you still doing that stupid podcast thing? And I'm like, dude, you still fucking going bowling every fucking week?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? You still fucking
jack off every Thursday.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
You know,
Friday.
While you're doing it.
This is my jerk off. This is my bowling. This is
When you're
my
done, watch Bill and
you
the
know,
Beat.
my whatever. This is my horseshoe league. This is, you know, whatever. I don't do that anymore. So this is what
Don't
I
think
do.
we won't put a dartboard right the fuck over there.
Yeah, no shit.
Can we put a dartboard right the fuck over there?
Yeah, we
I think I should learn.
We should have
Heck
a
yeah.
cave radio darts league.
Sometimes
Absolutely.
I get
down.
lucky.
I
Let's
have
do it.
darts in
I'm
my
down.
basement.
Dan, you hearing that?
I don't mean to.
Yeah.
Gonzo's like, don't give Berta darts that are
I
sharp.
play darts with 4 lesbians.
I know.
You've been
We're
there.
gonna
Bert
have.
has been my team
Wow.
Put
before.
cornhole in the
Sounds
backyard.
I actually
you go.
did really good in your
How I roll.
I
basement
know, my
when we
basement
played.
is the shit.
I kicked some.
I-
I had some
I
cocktails in me,
started-
but I did
I
amazing.
just got
Four
reminded that I
lesbians.
started kicking the master's
What?
ass at the
At
very
Rental.
end.
I
and then
play
quit
darts
playing.
with 4 lesbians.
Well, the thing
Nice.
is
I
we
know.
support
I
all
love
these
these
other
girls. I wanna
places.
get
Why
out.
not support the cave and just come hang out here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm
Save
down
us
for
a
that.
shit
I'll
ton of money.
bartend.
What do you think of that, Charlie?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk.
He didn't
to,
say no, so
Loitering.
I take that as a yes.
We're gonna
Cave
have to,
Radio Bar.
We're gonna have to talk to Dan about that for sure. I know
CRB?
we talked about this was years ago. They
It's my beautiful daughter.
oh hello beautiful daughter. So I remember this was
Aw, you look so cute.
fuck, I can't remember when it was 8 years ago, 7 years ago. It was when they were selling that was the Elks over there on 6 Mile.
I thought you were talking about what I was selling a few years ago.
No, we don't want to know about that. So the Elks over there on 6 Mile, they were selling it, and they only sold it for like $150,000 or some shit. And now the guy that owns it is using it as a storage fucking facility. We were gonna buy it, and then like tear down some walls and make a cave. Well, it had 2 bars there, and then a dance floor. So we would have been able to do all our hall parties there, all that shit.
Yeah.
Well, at the time, like I think Dan and Rich were like kind of hemming and hawing about doing other things because we had just done the other building down the road and that fell flat. So it was like one of them
CRB Sports.
things. Yeah, and CRB Sports worked. It just shouldn't have been on a building like that. You know what I mean? There wasn't enough because sports changes every day. Like this shit here, we could talk about this same shit we're talking about right now 6 weeks from now, and it'll still matter. Sports, you talk about something that happened today in 6 weeks, people are like, oh, I already know about that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So sports was hard to do. We, you know, in retrospect, we should have just did what we had been doing and not scheduled shows that were playing music and scheduled shows up there that were, and you know what I mean? It ended up not working out, but then it ended up working out in the long run because we ended up tearing all that shit down and rebuilding that room up there. Now Owen's up there hanging out, Nestor, and doing his own thing.
It's fucking
So-
sweet up there.
It is sweet up there. So,
Looks a lot better up there than it does back here. No offense.
oh wow.
No, it's fucking sweet up there.
Yeah, it is sweet. Well, it's a smaller room. It's easier. There's not
We're so
Is it in
curious what it looks
upstairs?
like.
there's not a 60 what?
They're saying up there. Is it
It's
upstairs?
upstairs?
Up
No,
there,
it's up in
like-
front.
Up in front of
I'm
us.
like, I'm
Oh,
thinking, I'm like,
ups-
you gonna open that door and there's gonna be a stairway?
That's
I'm
what I
like,
was thinking.
Stairway to heaven.
I'm like, is that building that big?
It's not that
it's not that
big out there.
It's
though.
10.
what
It's
she
as wide
said.
as that right there. And then
That's
it
what he
goes all the
said.
way to the front. So it's like 15 by.
But it's just a little
10.
recording studio. And
Yeah,
it's
it's a little.
It's very little.
Why
I think
does
he's
it
got
think
a
it's like an
futon in
apartment
there or
or
something.
I thought it was an
Yeah, like a
apartment
mini
too.
fridge and stuff.
I
You
thought
guys
it
are-
was like a.
You guys don't have a mini fridge. Come on.
We got a full
You have
fridge.
a big fridge.
Yeah, but I gotta walk. Why not just have a mini fridge like right
No,
here?
God, you gotta walk.
Oh.
Sorry.
We're gonna
Dad, I'm
put the
getting
Kong
old.
This
I'm
here.
getting
16-year-old
old, Dad.
has
We
to
had to
walk.
walk through shag
We're gonna-
carpeting to change the freaking channel.
We're gonna put a Kong on the middle of the table.
And if we had that
Yeah.
Comcast box, it was like
whole
dun,
thing.
ching, dun, ch, dun,
all the
ch.
way
Remember that
down
shit?
to the left was MTV.
Remember that?
26.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd have to stick
All
the
the way
toothpick
down.
in there to get Skinamax. You'd throw it in there and like
Oh,
Is
it'd
that
be
why
like,
that toothpick was in there?
um,
I didn't know
Old
that,
school,
but I've
Bob.
seen toothpicks in people's stuff before.
Me
Like,
too. Ooh.
seriously, I'm like.
So
wait,
I recall
what?
babysitting for this lady. They lived over by Claude, and her husband they had this box, and he's like, "You only can use like 2, 4, or 7. You know, on the top." He's like, "Don't move the thing." And there was a toothpick in there, and now I know why. Because I'm like, we can't even watch MTV. We're stuck watching this shit.
That was
Yeah.
1981 or 2 when MTV came out. Because we would click
81.
that button
81.
down
81.
and we would shove it in. Because my uncle bought us
Video
a decoder box because he worked for
star.
the power company.
Did you remember that big old remote looked like a bar of soap?
And my mom refused.
shit was so big. Shit was
My
so
mom-
big back in the day. Then it got small. Then it got big again.
The cell
No,
phones.
my mom
Yeah.
refused to pay the $1.50 a month surcharge just to have the clicker remote.
Oh, I used that.
Because she made us kids. You want to change the channel? Get your lazy fucking ass up there and change the channel. which we
Yeah.
had to do.
Yep.
And then she gave in and click clack, click clack.
The best was when you had that big giant ass TV,
Big floor
and then
one.
it fucking broke. So you put the littler TV on top of it because that big ass TV was too fucking heavy to take out.
Yeah.
And it was like it was
That
a
thing was
stand.
And
impossible
it was
to
all
move.
piled on this little TV tray that was like aluminum foil.
Yeah, exactly. Remember them plastic?
Just don't bump into it.
Remember
It's
the
fine.
plastic
Yeah.
the plastic TV
13
trays
inch.
that had the fucking they snapped on there and they kind of went
With two
down and they had
TVs
like the
on top.
floral patterns with butterflies and deer
yeah.
and shit
I
running
just threw a
around.
bunch of those away.
The house that I'm in had a big, huge floor TV, and the
The
hockey
Zenith.
game was on, and someone was like, "Yeah, whatever," and then it just went. The whole screen inside this huge box was like,
You look beautiful.
slightly shifted. I'm like, "This gonna suck for cartoons in the morning."
My
Xavier
dad,
do it right away. Like, what's wrong with the TV?
my dad worked as a
Five
TV
people would take that
repairman
thing out.
back in the day. So I remember. Oh yeah,
Tubes.
yeah. So I went in the
tubes?
garage and
Tubes.
I'm like looking for tools and I
tubes.
open up this box and there's all these fucking tubes and shit and I'm like, what is this?
You're like, he's
You
an
build-
alien.
Like you building bombs and shit?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, those are TV tubes. And I'm like, oh, what?
But as a kid, you always felt so top secret, like, oh, I shouldn't be touching this shit.
Yeah, my dad was a TV
I was
repairman.
gonna say your dad was a Unabomber.
Yeah, he was.
Well, he trained the Unabomber.
You went into the garage, found a bunch of
Pop up
tubes.
train the
like, "Did you fucking-"
Unabomber.
My old man had that thick mustache and a perm.
So he looked like the Unabomber.
He looked like Michael Jack.
The Marvel
He had a
Man.
perm. It was funny. Like my dad and Dick Butkus were like built from the same ilk. They were looked like Dick Butkus got a perm. My dad was like, yeah, it looked good.
My dad looked like
You come
Robert
home
Plant.
and you're like, did a skunk die in here? No, it's fucking. I'm getting a
Yeah.
perm.
My dad looks just like Mel Gibson. Well, he did.
Yeah.
Just like Mel Gibson. My sister Kathy's
Did he have the
wedding.
long mullet?
He
Like he did
always
in
had
Lethal
his
Weapon?
hair kind of during Lethal Weapon days, but
Yeah.
he always had like slick hair. Always wore black.
Brad Nestor used to look like Richard Marx. That
Brad
shit.
Nestor was
The
hot as
hairdo.
fuck when he was
Wow.
young. I seen it, I was like,
Marks.
what?
I did
Wow,
see that
Brad,
picture
you
of him
really?
with those
Yeah,
boots
I
on.
say it all the
I was like,
time,
boot
right?
scoop
You
gooey,
said
boy.
who? What did he look
Brad.
like? What does he
Richard Marx.
I remember that in high school.
Oh,
These
God, what
girls
was
used to
that
follow
song?
those guys around
Before
like
you
little
know
puppy
this.
dogs.
Yeah. Remember when
Lucky
they
bastards.
Puppy girls.
Puppy girls.
ask them
Yeah.
what they.
look? This guy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Google like old school
Oh,
Richard
it's gotta
Marx.
get,
Yeah,
you
not
gotta get
now.
the
Yeah, you
mullet.
got to get the mullet
He
because
looks
Gotta have
very
the mullet.
Young Richard Marx.
And
Yeah,
that,
young.
go ahead, you do that, and I'm gonna
He
find the
kind
picture
of
of
looks
Brad
like
that I'm thinking
Katie
of.
Lang in that picture
does,
that he just showed us.
It does.
Flock of
It's
seagulls.
like-
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So wait
Alright,
till
that's
hold
so
on.
that bottom
Hold
left
Hold
picture,
on.
the black and white one. She's gonna pull up a
yeah.
picture of Brad and tell me that ain't fucking Richard Marx's twin.
That really does.
What is
Brad
it? What is it with
Marx.
your friends and looking like famous people? You got the black Puerto Rican, little Oompa Loompa.
Oh,
Feet can't touch the ground.
Griffin.
Brad
Yeah.
Pitt
Who
looks
does he
like
look
me.
like?
A leprechaun?
The guy from
Oh no, Oompa Black, Oompa Loompa.
the
Right.
fucking guy from the guy that just
Here
died.
we go.
Oh,
Apollo
Franco Harris.
Yeah.
Franco Harris. So go ahead, look.
Jesus Christ, Carmelita, come look at this.
Yeah.
That's him.
Fuck yeah. How about
You need
Doppelganger.
somebody else to take a
That's-
picture of
That's
the
our
side
Brad
by side.
Nestor.
Who else has a phone?
Gonzo.
Gonzo, take a picture
Yeah.
of
Brad.
your phone.
Hang on a second.
It's Brad.
Oh,
I
Carmelita's
gotta
got
do
it.
that.
Oh,
Hang on a
she's got it.
second. You gotta Kirsten. Wait, focus on it. And
So, all right.
love you.
So back to
That's the same
spilling the
dude.
tea with Berta and Eddie, 6 to 8 on Thursdays. So what can we? I know you guys do something like the private dick. I know me and Tony and Gonzo. Well, I don't know if Gonzo is because Gonzo's.
I was the
Gonzo's
first
Gonzo
first
was our
private
first.
dick.
All right,
I
'cause
was
he's
the-
always a dick.
I
so.
popped the
And he kind of
fucking
stuck
cherry.
around.
Yeah, our dick
hasn't
came and
left,
never
now he
left.
can't leave.
He's the
Right.
public
So
dick
he-
at this
He's
point.
that Klingon guy.
I believe I've counted 17 episodes. I've been part of 16 of them.
You bet. Yeah, there's one you missed. You were up
Very
north.
cool.
I was
cool.
up north.
I was
Yeah.
like, he did? Oh, I
He's-
didn't.
So what
I
can we?
appreciate the invite, and I love these girls. The banter's awesome. I love the radio station. I appreciate you.
The Black Panther.
Yeah.
The Black Panther?
Black
Meow.
Panther. What can we?
I don't know what that. what the,
What can we expect?
He's
What,
still
your
drunk
squirrel
from last
noises.
night.
what can we
that
expect?
was all
from-
your fault, bitch.
Whoa!
Oh,
Wow, shit
you're
just
drunk
got.
now.
He is
Shots
still
fired.
drunk from last night.
Oh, Carmelita, I love you too.
Carmelita's like, what you
Carmelita's
say
like,
about my mama?
Yeah.
I got you a bitch.
It's what
bitch.
we get into.
Let me tie my dress real quick.
It was
She
great
take it off.
times.
She's like, I'm not ripping my dress. I'll beat your ass in brown panties.
My shoes, my shoes.
So what can we expect on Thursdays between 6 and 8 on Spilling Tea with Berta and Eddie?
this week,
Berta doing some shots.
right? We doing some shots.
Well, it's
I
because
was
you
really
always
good, though, about
tell who the
RJ.
private dick is.
yeah.
I've
you
been
you
good.
you did it once
She's
this
been
week, but
better.
You told on yourself.
I did. Well,
Nobody
the only
else heard
person
it.
that heard me was RJ. He was over there quiet and was like, "Oh, you said my name."
Say my
Pelto
name.
didn't hear
Say
it, so
my
I'm
where
like,
at, Pelto? Say my name. Say my
Yeah.
name.
So, so what do you guys talk about? I know you guys do skits and stuff, right?
everything.
Anything, everything. Our week, we talk about shit going on locally.
Yep. Nationally.
Peanut butter with Gonzo. Gonzo has his list. Look at his eyes. He's
Death
like, what?
bingo.
I didn't
Everybody
bring my
get in
list
on their
tonight.
death bingo.
Bingo's good.
I still have Prince or King Charles.
I'm comedy support with that. Let the girls roll with it and just.
We do
We're
like.
not just roll with it.
You're a girl version.
We are kind of a good version, and then we have Tony here who kind of wrangles us in when we get out of
I
control.
know it's funny.
Yeah,
Yes,
just try
he
to.
does.
I'll
He's
text.
just
I'll
like-
text Tony and I'll be like, "Tell them bitches to stop talking over each other." And he's like, "I know it's fucking crazy."
He's like, I fucking love it.
It's very.
When you listen
disciplined.
back.
When you listen back and
it's
you
fine.
listen to me and what me and Berta are saying over everybody else talking,
Right.
That's
It's
what's
getting
Well,
better.
Yeah.
And that's
We are
the
getting
thing.
better.
If you the mics, that's why we have these. Because remember back in the day when we were at the cave in my house, and when we first got here, we had those mics that were 360.
Yeah.
So you picked up everything. Well, at least here it's just picking up this.
Yeah, it's picking up.
You know what I
your-
mean? So everyone's
radio
picking up their
voice.
shit.
Just
Picks up your mouth.
So like you're not hearing
Aye.
people back here talking. I mean, we are. But
Yeah.
the audience isn't for the most part. You'll hear some of it overlap, but that's the good thing about
I got
having.
glue on my
but
fingers.
the-
It's driving
but-
me nuts.
But the subject with these girls is always lighthearted and fantastic and just ridiculous.
We
It
try to
gets
be
out of
funny.
hand,
We try to
and I
make
love
it-
it. It's like hurting cats.
Even when we try not to be
Right.
funny and serious, somehow we end
It's
up
just
being
awesome.
funny.
Then the little
I
hands, and then
always
she
feel like-
and then she gets snooped.
Yep.
Yep.
And-
Snoop
People are
really
always
likes
saying that
going
they
in my
come to
mouth.
just like check us out, but then they listen to the whole thing.
And if you
And
happen
they're
to
just
do
like,
a
it's over before they know it.
vegetable, I mean,
I think-
it gets entertaining in the second hour, and it goes by so fast. The 2
It
hours go
does.
by so fast.
It really does.
What were you gonna say,
Started
Tony?
I
not
love it.
taking
And
a break
Tony's
really.
here.
Yeah.
These
Yeah,
girls.
we've been doing better without a break.
I think.
Oh, El
the-
Captain.
Our El Captain
Pop.
over there, he gives us.
Captain, our captain,
know.
he gives
Well,
us
I
our-
forgot the curtain.
Jeez.
Pay no
Jeez.
attention to the man behind
So
the
you
curtain.
know what I was thinking about?
That
We
was
could
last
get,
week.
American Girl doll stuff. Carmelita used to have this like. You remember when your kid was little? They had that stupid dentist, doctor, whatever. Not quite a small doll, but not quite a toddler. But she's a dentist and does everything. Go figure. But
Chucky
there's like
with
this
the-
little
Little
curtain
Chucky.
thing, and I thought about that. I'm like, I'm gonna find that thing. I know it's
Are
somewhere.
you sure she was a little offer?
What were you gonna say, Tony?
LFer.
I was just saying that
I just blew your
I
mind.
like the
You're
show because you guys say what like you know how guys talk. You guys have that for the girl side. Like
We
last
have it for the
night.
guy side too.
Well, what we were
last night
like
was a
last
trip.
night where Mike's playing and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna play this new song." And Berta's like, "Take your shirt off."
It got quiet. That lady looked at me.
You know what I mean?
Karen, you're Karen. With
Yeah.
Karen cut. She looked at me and I was like, you know, you love it. And she was like, naughty girl. I was like, you naughty little freak. She was eyeing you though, Tom.
I know, man. Hey,
She was.
Daniel wants to know
Rick
how much
Mayero.
money we all still owe to Columbia House for the cassettes and CDs.
We went to court 4 times. All my aliases. I wear different wigs and stuff.
1995.
Dude, so Mason, back in the day, there was these like you'd open up a magazine and it'd be like
He's like,
10
when did-
cents.
He's like, when did we get a house in Columbia?
everywhere. And
Is it
yeah,
cocaine?
you
Dad?
get like
10 cents.
yeah, and then for another
Like
$1.99, you
10
got
cents.
4 more CDs or DVDs or whatever.
The pilot CDs for 10 cents.
So you know all those CDs I got
like,
in that
"What's a
big book.
CD?"
Yeah,
Oh, I
that's-
just my nose in the mic.
no, you don't know what CDs are. do you?
Thought you
You used to be able to get tapes before
smack
that.
the fuck out. Dad, I'm not that young.
And I taught you. I was just
Oh, I wish Carmelita was
Mason
here.
All right, what were you
knows
gonna
what
say?
CDs
I
are.
don't remember now.
because I offended
What about 8 tracks?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, because remember we found all those ones in the fucking
The house.
the dungeon.
you.
The
the
dungeon.
It was probably stuff.
Tell
like,
us more.
Barry Manilow.
and we could never we found
Barely
the tracks,
know.
but we
John
never found
Denver.
the player.
Playa.
Oh yeah, we never did.
We heard
where my-
some
back where my
Neil
hitting cage
Diamond
was.
last night, didn't we?
Good.
Yeah. I think that was like
That's right. That was last night.
the most clarity I had, and then it started to like go south after
Fade
that.
away. That was all your fault, Sweet Pea.
well, and he said he played.
I
till
guess
11.
I
Stupid
am.
mushroom.
I
almost said
am
it.
to blame for that. I
I
guess
almost said it.
some part.
But he was supposed to play till 11. But it sure seems like he
Dude,
played
she
all the
told
way to
us
the end.
at
Well,
like
well, Mike
2:10.
came-
She's like, "You guys gotta leave. I want
He
to go home."
he came
We're out there
over
writing
after the
music.
fact.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he
Oh,
came over
that's
my house.
right.
Yeah. So I went home. I was making food, farm fresh eggs.
So I just went home and ate a
was
half a
out.
Snickers in bed.
No, Mike came by and listen to that for a minute, and
Heck yeah.
that was a good time last night.
Yeah, it was.
Good times, man.
Did we eat food?
I don't think so. It's probably why I was so wasted.
Let's
I
take a
went- I
break.
went
Let's
home
take.
and
Oh, real
cooked.
quick. Let's take a break. But in the meantime, next Saturday, I think there's a spot open, maybe 2 spots open. Cave Radio golf outing.
2
is,
Saturdays.
2 Saturdays. 5/11. Shotgun start at 2 p.m. It's gonna be a good time. Spiral Crush is playing. We got some 50-50 prizes, or 50-50 as always. We got 5 or 6 auction items, including the thing that Evan gave us for when DMAC was here, which is a $2,000 prize pack for the State Theater. What's it called now? Fillmore. The Fillmore. Any event that's not sold out, you get 4 free tickets to the event. Backstage passes,
That
free.
Evan Cat is class act.
There's like
yeah.
but there's like 10 other things,
Wow.
like 4 free drinks, VIP seating, everything. It's like
Do you have to golf to buy tickets for this said raffle?
no.
Oh.
You guys are gonna be
Oh,
there,
we're
right?
selling the
Your bird
tickets.
would be
Yeah,
I'm
you guys are
buying
gonna be
some.
there. Yeah, buy some.
Well, I'm
No,
gonna
Do we
I-
get to pick the
Tickets.
tickets too?
Fuck yeah.
So that's a good time. There's
What does that mean,
Here,
Dad?
this one.
what does what mean?
And in a B on the back. There's one.
I
She
got
go-
first
if you-
place, Bert. I got
so-
second.
Crazy, yes.
If you want to hear Berta be a background guest host on Just Roll With It, listen to the 32624 podcast, because you were talking in the background and he was
Oh.
like,
My bad.
Yeah.
"Wow, Dan."
Answering
Dad,
questions.
why are you telling people to show up to the golf outing?
How long
Nobody's
you been
gonna win.
sitting on that?
It's gonna be me.
Yeah,
I'm
you're gonna
winning.
win.
You
Dad.
big winner?
So Mason's golfing
must have
with
cut
his
him off.
best friend Will and his 2 baseball coaches,
Oh, cool.
who are like
That's gonna
20,
be awesome.
21 years old, freaking athletes. So it's gonna be fun. So that's on 5/11. Like I said, I think talk to Dan Mayer. I think we got for sure 1 spot open, maybe 2. And then on the 12th of June, our good friend Brandy Newton's going through a bunch of shit right now, and the girls all got together.
Yeah.
What'd I say?
29th.
Oh, June 29th, 6 to 12. My
29.
bad. June 29th, 6 to 12 p.m. The 90s party, old school
Who else is
90s
doing a
party.
benefit for?
We are. It's where is it at? Tell me where it's at.
It is. It's
Saints.
behind St. Aidan's Church. It is
6 in
the
Farmington.
Robert Burnett Activity Center.
Okay.
Yeah.
Robert J. Burnett.
How much
Brunette Activity Center.
How-
Tickets are $17 in advance, $20 at the door.
Okay. And that's a 90s party, and all proceeds are going to Brandy Newton, who's going through a bunch of shit. She just found out she's got more stuff going on. So
Yeah. poor girl.
just come on up and have a good time. It's a 90s party. I don't know who's DJing. I don't know what's going on. All I know is it's going to be a good
If
time.
anyone
Dance
wants to
party.
volunteer,
Dan's not.
Party.
dance.
What, Dan's not?
Dan,
Oh,
Dan,
I don't know.
I'm like, Dan's not DJing?
I don't
I'm
know.
like, wait,
I don't
what?
know. This
Oh,
is
Dan
I'm just
DJing.
Oh,
Okay.
Dan Mayer, Dan Mayer's
My
DJing.
heart dropped like
Right? I'm like, wait a minute, what
Huh?
happened?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
What?
know
Got
anyway.
her
I'm
at the
just
Anybody
speaker,
DJ?
Just holding it up. with the
Dan
long
just
trench
said
coat.
he said he's got jokes, baby.
That'd be 80s party, though.
But all right.
Cool. That means he's gonna let
It
me
is
DJ.
the Alex J. Brunette Activity Center, 17500 Farmington Road, Livonia, Michigan. 7 in Farmington, everybody.
Okay.
Ooh, my
Cool.
bad.
You can hit us up, Venmo, Zelle,
6-ish.
Cash App, cash, check, money order,
Bitcoin.
cashier's check, Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Send
There
it
you
to
go.
Tony. Tony, hook us up.
And
Yeah,
Tony will
Bitcoin.
convert it
Yeah,
into
send it to
regular
me.
cash.
It's for the best cause.
U.S. currency.
All right.
Preferably.
We'll be back in like 10 minutes. You're listening to Peachfuzz and the Beard here on Cave Radio Broadcasting.
Never get burned. What are you doing? Waiting for your turn. Wait
Welcome back, everybody, to Peachfuzz and the Beard here on Cave Radio Broadcasting, www.crbradio.com. This week we're jam-packed full. We got Monday we got Bikes, Babes, and Booze, I think, 8 to 10 usually. Most of the time.
They've been really good about it.
Yeah. Tuesday from 6 to 8 we got Freedom Works. From 8 till whenever we get off the air, usually around 11. Just roll with it. We got D-Mac in with us again. And Bill's not going to be there, so I think our good buddy Mike Stanley is going to be filling in for him, or at least he's going to stop
He's
by.
off chasing rainbows.
Yep. Yeah, the leprechaun.
You forgot owner's box. 4 to 6.
Wednesday. Oh, yeah. What is it?
Owner's box.
4 to 6 p.m. That's Dan. Your show's Monday, right?
No, Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
Owner's box after me, right? 8 to 10.
No, that's
Tuesday?
because
Before
we're on,
you-
so he
gotcha.
switches
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Yep.
I know. I gotcha.
Yep.
Sorry.
And then
Thursday.
well, Wednesday is Joe still do a show?
No. Wednesday's going to be my night as soon as I'm sure that the computer's all done.
right.
Get
Okay.
ready.
So he's gonna lock himself in the cave.
Right.
It's
And then
it's gonna
Thursday,
it's gonna get weird.
Thursday from 6 to 8 we got Spilling the Tea with Berta and Nettie.
That's right.
And then we got all kinds of shows on the weekends. Rom on Sunday, and every other Sunday is us.
Joe sometimes comes in after.
PBK still
Yeah.
on Friday night, yeah.
Once in a while.
I think so.
Yeah.
PBK's retiring
Well,
Tonight.
From what?
tonight from karaoke. Tonight's his
Oh, yeah,
last
that's right.
karaoke gig.
Oh.
Yeah, he's been doing it for 17 years, and he's some shit came up. He got a job offer and something else, but he's doing his last show is tonight at Chatter. So if anyone's out and about and wants to go karaoke, go on up to Chatter's Bar in Westland and hang out with Kenny on his farewell voyage.
Wow.
Yeah, 17 years he's been doing karaoke.
Wow.
You know? So, all right. So we talked about the draft earlier and all the records they broke. There was the 700,000+. It was over 100,000 more than Nashville had in 2019, and almost triple of what every other place has had over the last, what did he say? It's like 12 years, I think, is what he went back. Like everyone was like 200, 250, 220.
Because usually it's indoors. So
Yeah.
you can only fit
So many.
100,000 people max.
Well, that's
More.
shit. Not even that usually,
Yeah.
unless you got a really big
Well,
place.
Down on the floor
Yeah.
up to the.
So, U of M had the most picks, 13.
Alabama didn't. They
Had
had like
10.
45.
They had 10. U of M had the most picks with 13. Texas 11. Washington, Florida State, and Bama all had 10 picks.
How
Me
many
and
of
Berta
the?
don't even have to. We're looking at each other saying the same thing. I just looked at her face. I know exactly what you said. The same thing. We're thinking the same thing.
What were you guys thinking?
Fucking J.J. McCarthy going to the fucking
The
Vikings.
Vikings.
He shouldn't have went top 10.
Boy,
Yeah.
where
It's
they
funny
Well,
we
that's
just
the
happened
next
to be
thing.
seen at the same time.
That's the
Yeah,
next
like,
thing
you
is
can't
there
do
was
it. I was like,
6
"Ooh."
quarterbacks taken in the top, in the first round, but 6 picks taken in the top 10, I think, was
Because
what
Bo Nix was 11. I
11.
thought.
So in 11, yeah, because JJ was 10.
Yeah, J.J.
So
was 10.
it went Caleb Williams, who everyone knew he was going to be the number one
Jaden
pick to
Daniels.
Chicago. Jaden Daniels went to Washington. Drake May, who was the big surprise. Well, the first big surprise. The next one was Drake May went to number 3 overall to New England. Then the Atlanta Falcons, who just signed Kirk Cousins to a 4-year, like $180 million
Michael
deal,
Penis Jr. 12th
drafts
pick.
Michael Penix Jr. out of Washington, like 8th or something like that, when they don't need a quarterback. So this kid's going to either A, sit on the bench for 3 years. He's already 24 years old, so that means he'll be
fucked up.
27
Oh, man.
years old. So anyway,
Or maybe they know
That's-
something
that's
nobody else
granted,
does yet.
Kirk Cousins can
Yeah.
stay healthy for.
yeah, and that's
Maybe
that, and it's
Cousins
so
is hurt or
and
something, they
there's
know
always
something.
like Detroit, Detroit always, or not Detroit, the NFL. It's always the next man up. You know what I mean? Because people get hurt.
Yeah.
You see it every last year, Minnesota. Kirk Cousins got hurt in the first fucking game, and they went through the whole season with like 5 different quarterbacks or whatever. So. And then what Nettie and Berta just said, something about J.J. McCarthy going 10th overall to Minnesota, and then the 11th pick or 12th pick overall is what Daniel just said. Bo Nix went to the Denver Broncos. 6 quarterbacks. I think there was a total of 14 or 15 quarterbacks taken throughout the whole draft, but there was 6 in the first round. That was a record.
Who was it that went to Coach Harbaugh? who went to was he
Joe
Seahawks?
Alt.
It was Joe
No,
Alt.
from U of
It
M.
was
Was it Corum?
Oh, it was, I don't know.
Not
no, it
Corum.
wasn't Corum. He went to the
Uh,
Rams. It was one of their defensive linemen. I can't remember his name, but
Could you
see-
imagine going to play for your
So
coach?
he
be
had
like,
his
"Yeah,
he
I
had
know
his
him,
San
I'm in."
Diego blazer on, and he opened it up, and it was all U of M on the inside. He had it
Nice.
perfectly tailored or whatever.
Nice.
So the Lions had an overall good draft. If you went by the experts, the first 2 picks were Bs. The last 2 picks were Bs.
We're one of like 6 teams that got rated an A for the total draft.
Yeah, so we drafted Terrion Arnold, which was a cornerback out of Bama. Great pick. He came out and was like, "I'm home, baby." You know, it was
He made me
perfect.
excited.
Yep.
Yeah,
The
he's
the next day we took, which I think is probably it was top 5 name of the draft, Ennis Rakestraw Jr., cornerback out of Mizzou. He went second. A lot of people were like, "Why did we take another cornerback?" But he was the best available. He was actually on our board, and if Terrion Arnold wasn't there in the first round, we were going to take him. So it ended up
Nice.
working out. The third pick, we took Giovanni Manu, offensive tackle out of British Columbia. So there's I saw this kid get picked yesterday. He was out of England. He was a rugby player. This dude was 6'8", 305 pounds. Just and he's an offensive tackle, like barreling. I'm like, dude. So I think that's what this Giovanni Manu, is going to be like. We took.
the
beast,
Chiefs just signed that rugby player who's going to be a running back.
Yeah, dude, these guys are huge. Sione Vaki, safety out of Utah, and then Malachi Wingo, defensive lineman out of LSU, are the picks that we had. And then right after the draft, you're able to sign all the undrafted free agents. So once the draft is over, all the other people that declared become a free agent. So all the teams can pick them up, and whatever. And there's no limit to what you can sign. You can come to camp with 150 players, but you can only leave camp with 52. So, all those other players get cut. So I think they signed 6 or 7 other people. They signed a wide receiver out of Illinois. They signed a couple the defensive lineman, offensive lineman. I think they signed a linebacker. And that's on top of 2 days before the draft, they signed Penei Sewell to a 4-year, $115 million contract, $82 million guaranteed. So that
Highest
means
paid.
$82 million he's
Insert
getting
tomorrow.
is guaranteed no matter what. If he gets hurt, whatever, he still gets $82 million. And I think he gets a lot of that up front.
I got choked up on that one.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Sun God, 4-year, $122 million, 75 guaranteed. And then before that, we had signed James Houston, Craig Reynolds, Kendall Vilda, Brock Wright, Nate Suttlefeld. I can't read my writing there, but we had signed on the free agent market Khalil Dorsey. He's a D-back. We had Davis, the cornerback out of Denver, who's going to be our number 1. Marcus Davenport, linebacker. Kevin Zeter, offensive lineman out of Baltimore, and then DJ Reader, defensive end. So before the draft even happened, we were already set. And people are, like, oh, there's this guy and this guy. Steele Chambers, linebacker from Ohio State, is Junior Colson is who you were talking about.
Okay.
Is who?
Colson, that's right.
Yeah, that's who.
I can't remember his name. See, I said Corum. I knew it was like.
Yep. So the Lions, I mean, it's just going to be fun. We've waited so long, and it's funny because a lot of these people, the pros and the people that think they know everything, and then there's the people that just I stop talking. But and I'm not talking to me. They the people that are like oh, the Lions will never get back. Why would you say anything like that? You're from Detroit. You've seen the futility that we've went through, and it's those fair weather fans, because this is that what you're pointing
That's
at?
fucking me, man.
Yeah?
I cannot invest my Sundays, my whole life, ruining my life, ruining my Sunday. I already got to go back to work, right? I mean, so I'm very happy for them, and I was back on the bandwagon by the end of the year last year, but
Yeah.
I can't watch all that garbage all that time.
Right.
Hey, talk to the Ford
Bless you.
family. I'm glad everything's going well now. I'm cool with the team. But
when
that's
you talk to the mayor, let
yeah.
him know.
I mean, it's
I'm
been
talking
30
to him
years of
next
my
week.
life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My old man screaming at and then what? Oh, take the garbage out. You ain't cleaned your room. You're grounded, right? Because of the damn Lions.
Mason, does that sound familiar?
You know what I mean? Yeah, the Lions lose. Next thing you know, Mason's in trouble. Your homework done? You know what I mean? Barking orders. You
never
got to
done.
beat up somebody.
So, but
Yeah, but Mason's probably mad and throwing shit too because he's a Lions fan too.
yeah, and it's it's funny. He's like, why? I remember a couple years ago. He's like, why do we have to live in Detroit?
See? Yeah.
Well, then his grandparents lived in Denver for years, so he's sort of a Broncos fan. He liked Peyton Manning and whatever.
Sort of a Broncos fan.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning is the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
Fuck Tom Brady.
Ooh, damn.
What about Matthew Stafford.
No.
And then now his grandparents live in Arizona, and no one roots for the Cardinals. So
There's a football team called the Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals. They used to be the St. Louis Cardinals back in the day. There was actually 2 St. Louis Cardinals.
They might actually be worse than the Lions, technically speaking.
Like franchise,
Right.
yeah, franchise-wise.
all time. Yeah.
Do you think they're going to ruin 2 generational wide receivers? Larry
No,
Fitzgerald.
because Larry Fitzgerald actually, he won a
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
after he left.
No, he never left.
Thought he played for like 14 different
No.
teams.
No, Anquan Bolden did. Larry Fitzgerald played
I
for
don't know
the
who
St.
fuck
Louis
that-
for
I'm gonna be
Arizona.
honest, I don't know who the fuck that is.
He played here. But anyway, no, I no. Did Arizona didn't win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, they did.
Did they? Yeah.
One, didn't they?
No, they
No,
went to
he-
the Super Bowl and lost to Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Here.
They
Okay.
wasted his talents away for like 13 years.
Yeah, and so now they got Marvin Harrison Jr. So
Kyler Murray can't even see over the offensive line. How are you
Yeah.
going to throw it to?
Kyler Murray is short. He's like 5'6" on a good day, 5'7", and
That's
as a
like
quarterback,
Barry Sanders.
Wow.
I mean, you got
2.
trees in front of you. Like I just said, that one dude from that 6'8". That's like it's like 6'5" is your center, and then everyone just goes up from there. You know, the
He's
big
305
hosses.
too, right? So he's not like just a tall.
Yeah, it's not just tall, skinny. You're looking around a fucking building
big,
as a quarterback, and now you're 5'6", 5'7", 5'8". You know, these guys are a foot taller than you. So how the fuck are you going to see a wide receiver running down the field unless you
still
just
throw it up
Didn't-
there?
You just look at their
Go
hands.
for
Just
it.
look for their hands.
like Horshack. Oh.
Didn't they have to pay him like an extra $1 million to read the playbook because he refused to read the playbook?
Yeah, because he's a gamer, so he was like gaming and shit, and they were like, "Dude, you got to read the playbook." I don't know if they paid him extra.
No, they
think they
put it.
fined
Oh no,
him.
they put it. No, they put it in his contract, that
Contract.
he had to get his money. He had to
Yeah, Kyler Murray.
because he would like stream Warzone for 12 hours a day instead of reading his fucking playbook.
Given that you have to look at the playbook.
Yeah.
Well,
What-
he wasn't he like the #1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Number
and then
one
he
or
went number
2.
5 in baseball. He got drafted in baseball too. He was a really good baseball player.
No, anyway. All right, we just got a few minutes left. I don't know. We talked about this last show, like of movies that you guys might be interested in going seeing this summer, and the one is that everyone, if you're a Marvel fan, if you're a Ryan Reynolds fan, if you're a what's his name, Hugh Jackman. Deadpool Wolverine's coming out here in just a couple months. They just dropped another trailer the other day for it, and there was like if
Owen Wilson's in it too.
supposedly, like that hasn't been confirmed yet because the TVA is in there. If you're a nerd like I am, you know what that is. But I don't. They don't. There's part of that in there, but I don't know if he's going to be in it or not. They haven't really said. Like there was rumors. Like
Can't wait
these
to
are
see this movie.
some of the people that they showed in the trailer. So if you guys are X-Men fans or whatever, there's Lady Deathstrike, which if you guys saw was it the first or second? It was the second X-Men. She was the one that had the long claws like Wolverine and fucking beat him up all the time.
Beat him
Pyro.
up in a couple different ways.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Pyro, the guy that could manipulate fire, he was in there. He's in there. Sabretooth, which is the guy that attacks Wolverine in the very first one. Toad, which is the guy that Storm kills or whatever. Azazel, who is in X-Men First Class. These guys are all in the movie already. Then there's other like Dazzler, who's a bit character supposed to be played by Taylor Swift, because Taylor Swift and Blake Lively are best friends. She's supposed to be Lady Deadpool. Gambit, Channing Tatum's Gambit, which never became a movie. He's supposed to be in it. Elektra from the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, she's in it.
Isn't his ex-wife?
Jennifer Garner, yeah, she's in it for sure, but Daredevil isn't 100%, but he's supposed to be in there, Ben Affleck.
They said they have to show him at different times because Jennifer Lopez might kill him.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got Professor X, Magneto, Beast. All these X-Men are supposed to be in there, like different variations of them. There's supposed to be 2 or 3 different variations of the Wolverine, which Daniel Radcliffe is supposed to be playing one. And then I was like, Harry fucking Potter is playing.
How is he tough?
So if you've seen him lately, he's buffed up. Yeah, he's tough as He fought fucking Wingardium Leviosa.
Or that one movie where
bad,
he's a
I
Nazi.
retract that. I'm sorry.
But evidently he was in a movie just recently where he had to fucking get buff. So
He was a neo-Nazi. I think that's the movie.
Maybe.
No,
He
like
also
he's
played
straight
Weird
up
Al
was.
Yankovic.
Isn't
It
he
was-
not a tiny man? But
He's
isn't he, like,
small.
5'2" or
Small and
No,
frame.
he's not. Yeah, he's
Small
like
in
Kyler Murray,
frame.
5'7",
Tom
5'8".
Cruise.
Yeah.
That little left
Tom
for status,
Cruise-y?
or is that
He was
Just
fake?
not
terrifying in
just-
Sin City. So
just
Just
not
straight,
as
just
gay.
straight,
Glad.
straighter teeth.
He's just you can't wear
Then
clothes.
Tom Cruise,
Yeah.
and not as gay.
Well, Tom Cruise has 3 front teeth.
What?
Speaking of which,
Tom
I gotta
Cruise
show you
is a
guys
very
something.
interesting
You guys
character.
are gonna freak out because I kind of freaked out. Unless
So,
somebody's already
so if
seen
you
this.
guys are interested in seeing
Actually,
the Deadpool movie,
You know what movie I want to see this summer?
what?
Inside Out 2.
Who that?
Suri Cruise
Oh yeah. Oh, you look just like your mom.
with her dad's eyes.
Yeah.
Aw, she's pretty.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Suri Cruise.
Sorry, Cruz. So,
Tom Cruise.
what were you gonna
and-
say, Bub? I'm sorry.
Inside Out
Sorry.
2.
Oh yeah.
Inside
That
Out
does look.
too.
That's the.
The one about the emotions.
Yeah, the one with the different.
So yeah, there's all kinds of good movies. I want to see mine is the Planet of the Apes movie. I can't wait. I can't wait to see this.
Those movies really creeped me out, but I saw the trailer of that because we were talking about it.
Yeah.
Here, I can't remember which show it was.
Right.
So I was looking. I'm like, okay, this one might not give me.
Yeah, we were talking about last week
'Cause,
or 2 weeks ago. Here
yeah.
on the show.
For years,
Can't
I
wait to
think.
see the Planet of the Apes.
Did you just give me a lisp?
Yes, he did.
Oh my gosh.
So sweet.
The Redford Theater is playing. Oh, I don't even remember what movie it was, but it was something. Oh, The Lost Boys.
What?
The Lost
Spider-Man
Boys, and then
2?
they're playing another one too. That I'm thinking, oh my god, we gotta get all the
My-
stoner friends together to go
my
see
aunt
it.
and my
Lost
sisters go
Boys
there all the
is
time
such
for
a good
movies.
movie.
The guy that plays the
Yeah.
saxophone's gonna be there signing autographs and
Is he
shit.
gonna be naked? 'Cause you
I
guys
don't
are
know. I
like-
wonder if he's still shirtless worthy.
He should be.
Well, I'm not sure if it's every Monday or Tuesday, but the Redford Theater.
Oh, okay.
Playing them 1,
They're-
2, 3.
They still have original popcorn. Just saying.
That place is really nice.
So they're doing.
It's really nice.
They're
That place
also.
is so cool.
So just I think it's was it Friday is May 4th,
She
right?
needs to watch it.
This Friday. So if everyone knows who May 4th, May the 4th be with you. It's a huge holiday for us Star Wars nerds. What?
I'm trying really hard. May the 4th is also National Homebrew Day, and I'm pretty sure
What day of the
somebody.
week is it?
It's a Saturday, and I'm pretty sure I got a buddy of mine who wants to come up to the cave and do a little impromptu make us some beer event.
You got to call it May the 4th.
May the
Right.
4th.
May the
It is
froth.
Saturday. Saturday.
May
I
the
thought it was
froth.
Saturday. So yeah. So
Frost.
they're doing a re-release, and I think they might have digitally remastered some of Phantom Menace, which is the first Star Wars movie. Not the first one we saw, but it's number 1 in the books or in the order. But they're also doing marathons at all the big theaters.
You are a fucking nerd.
Duh.
It's not the.
I'm not the only one
It's
who's
not the.
it's
It's
Savannah,
not the
is
first
that
one in
you?
chronological order, but
Well, everyone knows that's our age.
I
Which
hate Star Wars.
which Star Wars?
so
was
does
the
he.
first
He's
one?
got all solid up on him.
I have my.
We've got an
contacts in, so I
addiction.
can't read all this.
What a nerd.
Oh,
think
it's all it
LeBron
says.
is-
Is what a nerd.
May the sports be with you.
And also with you.
Does he think
Is with you
LeBron
as
is
well.
better than Jordan?
No, Jordan's better.
No, he's not that nerdy. He, I think his goes. Kobe is next too, right? And then
No,
LeBron.
it's LeBron.
Yeah.
I think LeBron's the better player.
Yeah. We can go left.
Well, yeah, Michael Jordan didn't have a left hand.
He had a left hand.
Not on the basketball court.
Dude, he shot free throws left-handed, fucking to prove people wrong. Whatever.
With his eyes closed.
With his eyes closed
And one leg up.
and his
Through
nut
4
hanging out
feet of
his
snow.
hole in his shorts.
And his other nut was taped
And then
to his
and then
taint.
and then he walked
He
walked
shot it
over to
still.
the front row and collected his winnings. Oh wait, no, you were not allowed to gamble on
Yeah, no.
basketball.
No, that was a different sport.
Anyways,
I think
was
that was
Ohtani.
baseball.
Hello, Tom.
That's when he went to
Daniel
baseball.
says I was talking about you being a fucking Marvel nerd, but I support it. Yes, sir, I am. I am. All right, we got to go. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Remember, catch all the shows this week. We got Freedom Works. We got Spillin' Tea with Bert and Eddie. We got Just Roll With It. We got The Owner's Box. And what's your show's name? I always forget.
Jeanette's Mixtape.
Jeanette's Mixtape. And that's Sunday at 8?
8 to 10 a.m.
Oh, man, that's early.
Today was my
stuff going
Motown
on.
show. It was awesome.
Ooh, very
Needless
cool.
to say, check out the cave.
And all the Irish shows. They're pretty cool, too.
Hell yeah.
They kept us going during the pandemic. So we love you guys. Be back in a couple weeks. And for everyone else, fuck off.
See you.
Good night.